ability to record for just about 2 hours. So now I have that camera going. Hold on. Did I just lose connection? I did not. And we're good to go. Wake up. Okay. So I've been on a rampant roll here. I've now filled up one full legal pad page of documented times when something that I said, either in a story that I told or immediately said, was repeated. As I was just going about my business, there was about 10 times that occurred. It's all on camera, so for those of you just joining us, I will be compiling the entire day's tracked events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. My TV actually started glitching a little while ago, right after I had the cable guy out earlier.
Back to school time, so that means we have new stories of campus craziness.
Potentially busted everything in this room to
Florida
bits.
State University is reportedly requiring all of its incoming freshmen, as well as its transfer students, to complete a program on how to manage stress. But if the program is too stressful for them, they can opt out. So Brian, I'm going to start with you.
Let me
Since
guzzle
you,
this monster
right there.
Sorry about that.
I mean, does it tell you, we talk about, craziness on college campuses, but does it tell you everything you need to know about what's going wrong, that kids can opt out if a program around stress, if it causes them, well, too much stress?
They say 20% of college students have been diagnosed professionally or treated for anxiety, so they're trying to give these kids a step in class of their freshmen to what the stresses are of college. I just think we're better off ignoring it. If you have a case of depression, I get it. But I think anxiety and stress and worry are the fun part of life. You don't know what's next. What is wrong with that? People are misinterpreting anxiety and stress as something that's bad. To me, it's exciting to do something new. You got to interpret it that way. You want to just
Good way to interpret it. I almost want to rewind it and hear that whole thing again.
They also listed a serious issue. Andrew Coffey, an FSU student, was hazed and died. So that is obviously
don't make me feel bad.
But Greg, no, I'm not, because we're going with this too. So Greg, the dean that started this program, he said that as a seasoned psychotherapist,
people reacting to my information.
Students are more fragile than he has basically ever seen before. But isn't that kind of the problem, that students are so coddled and it makes them fragile?
I don't know, it's kind of a stereotype that we tend to repeat as adults. We always say that the next generation, or the generation after that, is always more coddled than we were. We just created a better society where they get to do less. I just want to go back to the fact that Kilmeade's philosophy is very interesting, and it's
whatever it is, you wrote it down.
No, I go, now I understand Kilmeade. That because you create so much anxiety and stress, that because you feed off it. That's what it is.
Now I feed off it. No, really.
I think you are the role model for Trump.
I said I was going to dance today. What am I doing sitting down?
But how bad is it in Baylor? They're teaching a course in grit.
How bad is that?
You can't teach
How can you teach grit?
That's the bigger problem.
Eric Bowen might disagree with that. He teaches grit.
I mean, you didn't call tough growing up. You did tough kids.
No, but I must say,
he has a book, something about grit.
I understand the whole snowflake and the temptation is just to
where
put
it
them
teaches you grit
for all of us oldsters at the table. But I must say that when I read the prep for this story, I was shocked by the suicide rates among young people. I know that young people are all about, did I get into college? How are my grades? Are mom and dad mad at me? Then they go to college, and I was on the board of my college. I remember the people would come to us with red zone issues. I didn't even know what this meant. I'm an NFL fan, so I thought they meant in the 20-yard line. No. Red zone is this. Young people come to college, and they're dealing with sex for the first time often. They're dealing with drugs. They're dealing, too sad to say, high rates of suicide. And if you want to stop it, if you're a college administrator, I think it's smart.
But the broader context here too is we're seeing a shutting down of ideas. I mean, there does seem to be this coddling that's going on that maybe didn't happen in previous generations. So I mean, does that kind of behavior, does that produce future leaders, future business owners?
I don't know. Well, I think mandating anything can also like create more stress. Like, oh, it's like one more thing that they have to do. I think that this coincides with a decline in church attendance or religious beliefs or practicing faith. I mean, handling anxiety that comes with life, as Brian was saying, that is something that you can also channel into a faith, whatever it might be. And so if you are struggling at school, but you maybe had some sort of religious background, and you might try to find a group at school or a church to join, because that can actually really help you manage that, and you won't feel as alone as you might if you don't have that.
And I think Brian needs a hug, but
No, let me defend Brian. Brian, actually, you're right. There is research that shows that exposure to stress builds confidence in whatever action you're going to do next. They just published a study on that. So if you can argue the reverse, that if you remove stress from an environment, you create vulnerable people.
One of my therapists
Another reason to feel bad
taught
about
me
Yale,
that.
they couldn't get in. They have a course called How to Find
Ouch!
Put
your hands in front of your face 3 times.
and you could also say that adversity makes you stronger and builds character and makes you a better person. But anyways, all right, we'll stay right there because a brand new edition of Wild Card Wednesday is next. You're not going to want to miss it.
This program is powered by Ram Truck.
Okay, so I've got to bring myself back to what we're trying to accomplish here. I have, how do I say it? A lot of, I don't want to say anxiety, but for the lack of another term, I will say a lot of anxiety in regards to the fact that I've been attempting to pull off a full day. That would be like from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, a full day of tracking the similarities, the parodies, the exact elements of things that I'm saying, questions I'm asking, things I'm doing, stories I'm telling, and how they parallel. They parallel what's occurring not only right here on that screen, but also within news events. So far today, since 9:30, and it's 2:40, we have going on 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 15 minutes, 5 hours and 15 minutes of video that proves that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 times in 5.5 hours, something that I said was immediately repeated, instantly. Okay, that's one phenomenon. Second is that something that I physically did. In other words, I stood over here and I went like this and I walked backwards, and then Neil Cavuto said back step. So that's not a matter of me perceiving anything. I did a back step like that because I needed to grab something, and then Neil Cavuto said back step. What I did has occurred 11 times. Something that I did. Okay? I have them all written down right here, the times that they happened. Third level, if you want to call it that, is this. This is the hardest one to prove. Exact elements of my daily events correspond with the specifics of local and world news constantly. They say that the truth can be stranger than fiction. My story is true, and it's one that must be told. That's why I stand here in front of you today doing this broadcast. You can't brush aside facts, okay? if I sit here and I physically show you that this stuff happens every day, and it was actually brought to my attention by an ex-girlfriend who one day while we were sitting there said to me, "What is Wild Card Wednesday? Why do they keep repeating everything you say?"
Back by popular demand.
Joker's wild.
It's Wild Card Wednesday.
Wow.
We pick a topic that's
Is
not
she
in the
looking
show
for
and put
some
them into this
change?
hat, and I'm going to pick them randomly. One of these topics will be something none of us know what it's going to be. Okay, Viking Cruises bans children, says clients want kid-free vacations. Viking
No
River Cruises
kids
quietly
on
announced that
Viking
individuals under the age of 18 no longer permitted on board for future trips. I didn't know that. A representative said the change came after an increasing amount of guests told the company how much they
Will
appreciate
that
an
cost
environment
them
where they
money
can
or
travel
make them
without
money?
children. Viking previously had a
have a feeling
12-year-old
they
minimum
think
age
it'll
policy. Was
make
it
them
short?
money.
This is great. No, it's mine.
It's
Why
yours?
is my story? What kind of game is this?
Sucks,
It's
I
like
can't
my
go
story.
now.
This is right. You got chosen. So now tell us what.
Why did I say the story? You gotta say the whole thing.
Not because that's my job. That's what I do for the
Like, what am I
segment.
doing?
I agree with Ben.
Kid-free
Kid-free vacation.
Why? No, you tell us why you chose the story.
Well, I chose the story because I think it's terrible. Because I think older
Did all the
people
pieces
like
of
seeing
paper
kids
say
run
that?
around. They don't annoy them. You see, they remind them
I'm
of when they
stepping
used to
over
be,
here
you know,
for a
in
second.
19
But wait. It's not older people. It's not us. It's like young adults who want to have a date and spend time quietly and don't want. It's great.
Older people have 30-year-old kids.
He didn't even read the story he picked.
Right, it's young people.
This is awesome. This is great for my babysitting app. Because think about all the
Excuse me.
jobs this creates. While these parents
Sounded
go
like I was
away,
laughing, but I
somebody's
wasn't.
going to have to watch the kids. And that's where Greg's babysitting app comes in.
On Uber.
Yes.
It's Uber.
You Uber a babysitter. Right to the dock.
No background check.
What do you think of the
Uber
story?
has
I
babysitters
don't
now?
mind that, to be honest. I mean, as long as they have options for both, right? People that want to be around kids, and then maybe an option for people that just want to go
I
somewhere.
don't think there was an option for people who want to be around kids. I would like a cruise for just children, right? They would probably arrest you, right?
Yeah, they have that. It's called Disney Cruises.
Can't you put the kids to one side of the boat on one floor? I mean,
Ah.
what the
I'm gonna say
bed?
kids, and then they can keep them downstairs below deck.
Oh, hey, at least they get to go.
Well done on your story choice. Okay, here we go. Another one. Kids are spending hundreds on personal stylists for back to school shopping. Basically, no longer a mainstay of Rich and Famous. This personal shopper, Mona Sheriff, was taken by surprise this summer. She found herself working with 5 kids, ages 10 to 17, on their upcoming wardrobes on one shopping trip. She bought $2,000 worth of clothing, including an $800 suit, and she charges $200 per hour.
That's the worst fake smile I've ever seen.
This kid looks like she dressed him up like Harry Potter here. It looks like with the glasses and everything. But how ridiculous! You mean you don't just go to the store and your mom gets you a new pair of sneaks and a good pair of shoes for going
Look,
out
I mean,
to
the
the store?
economy is really good. The economy is really good. Maybe this is what happens.
I think I called BS on whenever there's a story like this, I always go, this was pitched by a friend at the paper, like somebody knew Mona, and Mona says like,
No,
what was
there's
his
a
name?
lot of places like that.
Well, need I say more? Anyway, I will say this.
Yes, you did. They're on the second floor.
Yeah, there is a problem with status inequality created by Instagram. Like people see things that the other friends are wearing, or they see parties that they're not invited to, and so everybody tries to outdo each other. But this is one of those. I find these are phony lifestyle stories. I know.
But that's
I used to write them.
middle schooler or high schooler these days.
Schoolers.
Kids feel
That's why uniforms are great.
I love them. I wore uniforms for 8 years.
Snap-ons?
Yes. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, hold on. Well, I picked it out here, so I have to say, Instagram playgrounds for the hashtag obsessed are taking over U.S. cities. Vacant studio spaces and abandoned buildings across the country are being transformed into fantasy dreamscapes for
Okay, I'm going to
extravagant
take a big
Instagram
chance
use.
right now.
Pop-up exhibits in New York, Los Angeles, and other major cities charge people $18 to $45 to
pretty yellow
capture their
flowers.
experiences in immersive Instagram playgrounds. This is what happens when the economy is so good. You have people figuring out a way to spend money on crazy
Too much
things.
free time.
No, this is also
Whose
great
story is it?
because it gets people who are taking
Is that your
pictures
story?
out of your way. Like if you're like when you're walking to work,
that's a good
there are
point.
people on the street who are
I'm gonna
in your
stop
way
this.
when
Oh my
you're trying to
God.
get to work. No, now you have little pockets
this
where you can
guy.
put them, and they have these fantasy playgrounds. Again, status inequality. This is to make yourself
This
appear
one
better
right
than
here.
your peers.
You could say hello to these people. Why
Turn
are they
this
in your
off.
way? Why is everyone in our
Everyone's in our way.
Everyone's in
And
your way.
We're little people.
I was gonna say the only reason I picked this story is because I knew that Greg would have a funny response. Mission successful.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know what I saw the other day was a story that said that there are now conventions where people just dress up in characters in different roles. These are adults.
Yeah.
And spend all their
Well,
time.
Frank knows a little bit about that.
Yes. You've never been to a plushie or a furry
No,
conference?
no, no.
You know what? My story was Percy could cost you $500 in Myrtle
saw that.
Beach.
Good.
You know, I was a little
I
worried
just have
about
to do a
that.
camera
You're
switch
already in
here.
debt.
And Greg, let's just see, was this yours? Scientists may have uncovered what dinosaur DNA looks like.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
There is a joke I cannot say, but let's just say that we may in time be able to have our own little dinosaurs. Because now that we have the DNA, we can reproduce them. We can make them.
And then we
you
have
can
more
bring back
fossil
relatives. What?
And then you have more fossil
More fossil fuels. That's how a capitalist thinks. We bring back the dinosaurs, then we kill them for fuel. I'm Dana Perino, a monster. I am a monster. Burn the
Greg's just
dinosaurs
going
for
off
fuel.
today.
But isn't this a good one?
This is
Terrible
great.
idea.
It might be
My
the
camera's not working.
I think this is a movie called Jurassic Park.
Did you notice how the second the camera went off of Greg, he went ha 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 and started looking at his notes? So you're telling me that everything they do is acting? Not everything. However, what I am saying is that this is not working. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? Okay, people, I'm trying to download the information on this camera, and playback. Isn't working. So, there's a good chance, according to this, oh, that, I got it. Looks like I got it. It looks like I got it. Oh man. Look at Joe said, you don't want to be somebody, and somebody's gone. Okay, it looks like I got it. I got scared there for a minute. I'm not standing in that camera view over there, but I did get concerned that all the last 5 hours of video did not get captured on this little camera, but I gotta tell you, this little camera right here, this little sports cam has been more reliable than the expensive ones. I got this for $50. $50 I spent on this thing, and it's been very reliable.
Party time. Time for one more thing. Dana.
Okay, so it's almost Labor Day, not Valentine's Day, but love is in the air. For all you singles out there, listen to this. A new study by HSBC suggests that 1 in 50 airplane passengers meet the love of their life on board an aircraft.
No way.
That happened to
I'm
me
booking a
21
flight.
years ago. I met my husband on August 17th, 1997
Was he
on a
sitting
plane
next to you?
assigned seats 13A and B on American Airlines. This comes at a time when millennials are
13A and
apparently
B.
becoming burnt out from online dating and taking up a slower, more traditional approach to dating. So rather than swiping, they're actually trying to find a place of meaningful conversations.
track
And I
this stuff.
suggest maybe just like buy some plane
My
tickets.
daughter and I had specific conversations about me finding love this
1
morning.
in 50, that's what the study says.
All right. My turn. So hey, get
Gonna be a
looking
woman
for
that
fun.
has no
Anthony
idea
Schwartz is
of
making
what
a
you guys
comeback.
do.
Yep. It's hot out, but Christmas just around the corner for retailers. With that in mind, the classy toy store planning to reopen in November. The staff will be in costumes, famous cartoon characters, and yes, they're looking for someone who can dance on their piano. You remember this scene?
I said no at the same time he did, and then I just farted.
That was Robert Loggia and Tom Hanks in the 1988 film Big. Reopening the store, of course, is a risk. The original store closed in 2015. Toys R Us and Times Square shut its stores the same year. Tryouts for Dancing on the Piano, September 8th. I'm entering. Brian and Greg versus Hannity and Dobbs.
Hannity and Dobbs, that's a new team?
Oh, yeah. It's also a new Sunday show.
I see. That's
All right,
two
I got my
parodies.
podcast. It's up right now. Go to foxnewspodcast.com. I interviewed legendary animator Jerry Weisenberg, who helped
Is that
create
Fred
Scooby-Doo,
Flintstone?
the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Josie and the Pussycats. He basically created my Saturday morning.
He's my hero.
He is my hero. So
He's
check
my
it out,
hero,
Fox
too.
News Podcast.com.
That makes 3 of us
Let's go to this.
who find him.
Greg's Labor Day news. People keep asking me, do you go away on Labor Day? No, this is what I do. Let's roll this tape. This is me last year enjoying a Labor Day. I relax in a tiny shopping
It's like a rat
trolley
in a
or a
cage.
shopping cart, and I just enjoy a nice bottle of wine, just like this little.
Is that a rabbit?
No, it's a hamster. A
Is
Russian
he eating
dwarf
a-
hamster.
Is
Don't
he
make any jokes,
eating,
Billy.
sunflower seed? He's not doing very
All
good at it.
right, I want to tell you, I want to show you some horrifying video. This is unbelievable. Let's go to Kilson Drive in Edinger in Santa Ana, California. That is a little kid. He's about 2 years old on a tricycle, walking into traffic when suddenly a passerby gets out and saves the kid. She was determined to get across the highway. They suddenly stopped. This
Like
could have
what
been a
they're doing.
disaster.
Protected by that round
Hold
circle.
on a dash cam. Unbelievable. I have no idea what happens next, except the kid seems okay.
That was
Right,
a
you
big
can't do a
deal
story
when
like that and not
some
have a good
parent
ending.
walked,
It's a lot.
had their kid walk their dog and went to jail.
Your turn.
I want to introduce you to veteran Wally Richardson, who is 94 years old. For 10 years, he has been meeting middle schoolers on their way to school to give them inspirational advice. Take a look.
Judging others does not define who they are.
It defines who you are.
Never to downright anyone.
Unless you're helping them up.
Whenever possible.
It's always possible.
No, he's
That's
such
awesome.
a cutie. And he used to do it with his wife, but now she can no longer do it
4-year-old.
with him after 60 years of marriage, but they're still together.
And you can tell the kids hear it all the time because they know exactly what to say.
Yeah, I like the idea that
I loved
seniors and
crossing
young
guard when I was a
children
kid.
interact.
Let her on the cruises. Let her on the cruises.
Yeah, talk to Greg, will ya?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was what we did.
I said
DVRs, never
egg
miss
at the
another
same
episode
time
of the
he
Fox
said
Special
egg.
Report. Up next with our hero, Brett Bear.
Thanks, Juan. This is a Fox News
Wow.
follow-up with Washington. I'm Brett Baer. Breaking
That
right
was all
now.
wild.
President Trump says war games involving the U.S. military and South Korea
Having a problem.
off. This directly contradicts his own
Downloading.
defense secretary, who said yesterday they would take place, much to the displeasure of North Korea. The president is also blaming another country for a lack of progress with North Korea and denuclearization. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts is following the breaking story right now from the North Lawn. Do you, John?
President breaking news late in the day, as he is known to do very often here at the White House. A flurry of tweets about China and North Korea within the last hour, in which he said there is no reason to restart what he called war games with South Korea. That contradicts and overrules what Secretary of Defense James Mattis said yesterday when he said there is is no reason to halt them. The president also scolding China for messing in his deal with Kim Jong-un because of the ongoing trade dispute with the United States that Beijing has. The president accusing China of providing aid, money, fuel, fertilizer, and other goods to North Korea, something he said he is not pleased about. All of this tied into ongoing trade negotiations with Canada as the president seeks to put together a stack of trade deals that he can use to put pressure on China to change its ways. With the Friday deadline looming, President Trump today said he is optimistic the U.S. can reach a deal with Canada on revisions to NAFTA.
I think Canada very much wants to make the deal, and I think it's going to be obviously very good for Canada if they do, and I think it's probably not going to be good at all if they don't.
President Trump has threatened Canada with a 25% tariff on cars built there, a move that would likely decimate that country's automobile industry. Canada's foreign minister today said she's encouraged by conversations she has been having with the U.S. Trade Representative's office, but indicated those talks aren't easy.
When it comes to specific issues, we have a huge amount of work to do this week.
I'm going to open up some windows here. It's feeling dark and dingy.
Extremely intensively.
Canada's Prime Minister said today he believes a deal can be reached by Friday, but it will likely require big concessions on access to Canada's.
We're going to get some light coming in from this side over here, too.
President Trump also confirmed today what has been expected for months, the pending departure of White House counsel Don McGahn. The president tweeting this morning that McGahn will be leaving in the fall, shortly after the confirmation, hopefully, of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
Don McGahn's a really good guy. Been with me for a long time. Privately before this, he represented me. He's been here now for almost 2 years, and a lot of affection for Don.
McGahn spoke at length with special counsel Robert Mueller on several occasions at the request of the president. The president's outside legal team says
I'm going to expand the screen a little bit to
incriminate the president.
I said 2 at the same time he did.
McGahn drew praise from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who said, Don is the most impressive White House counsel during my time in Washington, and I've known them all. McConnell said McGahn's departure will be a big loss for the White House. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley suggested it could be a real problem, tweeting at the president, I hope it's not true McGahn is leaving White House counsel. You can't let that happen. While no official announcement has been made, sources tell Fox News the leading candidate to replace McGahn is Emmett Flood, who has been serving the president as his in-house counsel on the Russia investigation. Flood is an old Washington hand, having once worked for President George W. Bush, President Bill Clinton, and the former Vice President Dick Cheney. Brett?
John Roberts live on the North Lawn. John, thank you. President Trump calls him a failed socialist mayor. Andrew Gillum shocked Florida voters by winning the Democratic gubernatorial primary last night, setting up a November confrontation with the president's hand-picked favorite, Republican Congressman Ron DeSantis. That is the big story coming out of the Tuesday primaries. This as Arizonans pay their respects to the late Senator John McCain tonight. We have Fox team coverage. Peter Ducey in Arizona tells us about the race now set up to replace retiring